Now we'll be talking about election, yes, politics. It has to do with the Adamawa election. It's a by-election actually. But let's get to Kayode Idowu, who is the Chief Press Secretary to the Chairman of INEC. He joins us from our studios, I beg your pardon. He joins us from Abuja. Morning, Mr. Idowu. Thank you for joining us today. Tell us about the forthcoming election in Adamawa State, scheduled for the October 11th. It's a by-election. What's INEC doing now? How prepared are you? Is INEC prepared for this one?
Thank you, Chamberlain. As we speak, the permanent voter cards are being distributed in Adamawa State. The exercise started yesterday and will end tomorrow. And they are being distributed all over the state, except 4 local governments: Madagali, Michika, Mubi North, Mubi South, and Meha. We are not distributing in those areas for obvious reasons. The security challenge is there, and that means the people there will use their temporary voter cards. But in all the other areas, they will use their permanent voter cards. And so we are preparing. Just on Monday this week, the Interconsultative Committee on Election Security met here in Abuja to also fine-tune their operational order. And this actually is without prejudice to the meetings, series of meetings that have been holding by that same committee at the state level. It was actually the committee at the state level that advised that the distribution of permanent voter cards be suspended in the local governments I mentioned, and that has been approved. And so all things given, INEC is good to go.
So there should be no concerns, no worry about some areas voting with the temporary voters card while the others vote with the permanent voter cards.
Everybody is aware of the scenario there at the moment, and so we really can do very little about it for now. So allow them to vote with the temporary voter cards in those areas, while the other areas will vote with the permanent voter cards.
You're saying that elections, you're confirming that elections will take place in those 4 local government areas affected, even with temporary voters card. Is that what you're saying?
As we speak now, as at today that we are speaking, yes, that is the plan.
Okay, we're just confirming again that INEC is INEC conducting a by-election in Adamawa, or are these going to be elections? Because I don't know if you've heard the argument that that this cannot be a by-election, that this should be, let's say, full elections. Have you heard that argument anywhere?
It is a by-election to complete the tenure of the vacancy that has occurred.
So we will be having another election in February 2015 in Adamawa State for the seat of the governor's post. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is so. That is so.
Have there been any legal advice otherwise? Have you heard any legal arguments going the other way?
Well, like I said, I can't join in legal arguments. I can only speak about what the commission is doing. And I'm sure the commission is doing what it is doing now based on sound legal advice. And so that much I know, that the commission is conducting the election now and to conduct another election in February 2015.
Okay, what can you tell us about this? Because, I mean, you said there are 4 local councils, but some are suggesting that it could either be 5 or 6. Now, they talk about Madagali, Michika, Mubi North, Mubi South, Maha local government area, and that's 5. So, is it 4, 5, or 6?
5. I named 5. I named those 5 that you named.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
Just confirming quickly too, some people have said that the matter about this Adamawa governorship election is in court. That the former deputy governor went to court saying he never actually resigned, and that that matter has not been decided as yet. And so if we go ahead to conduct the elections, it will be illegal. Have you heard that anywhere?
Again, we have to look at, the commission has to work on specifics. As we speak, there is no court order stopping INEC from carrying out a constitutionally mandated duty. And as long as there is no order decreeing that, the commission cannot work on imaginations. It can't work on things that are happening and they are yet to really pan out. So the commission is going by the rule, the code book, because it just says when that vacancy occurs, it has to be filled up within a certain time. And then until something else happens, we have to go on with that.
So is the commission doing anything about voter registration in that state now before these elections, or will it be after the elections, this by-elections?
Yeah, incidentally, the continuous voter registration had been scheduled in that state to be among the third phase states. And so it will come up when we roll out the third phase of the exercise. Ideally, even as we are pulling out the state from the third phase states, we ought to have done the CBR, but the challenge of time is there. And so that cannot really happen like it happened in other areas. And so when we will go through with the election, then when we conduct the CBR in the 12 states that are mapped out for the third phase, then Adamawa will come in.
What time are we looking at here? Any idea of when this will happen?
A date has not been announced.
Do we have an idea when this will happen?
I said a date has not been announced. A date has not been announced for that.
Okay, maybe you might as well even tell us now, because the previous voter registration exercise that happened in some of other states where the first phase happened, there were complaints about those who have not registered and those who have just turned 18. Well, we did know that the commission said that those other people who were there were trying to engage in multiple registration. What's the latest perspective on this?
Yeah, we did say that the registration will continue at the local government offices of INEC at a date to be announced. But we made that point. We made the point about people coming out because, honestly, we have to deal with attitudinal issues. Otherwise, processes will not be as efficient as they should be. The commission, we've never pretended that the machines are new. I've had that. I also had commentaries on your station about this. The commentaries been made by your good self. We've never pretended that the machines are new. And the reasons the machines are not new is simple. They were bought way back in 2010. And the commission is not coming up to ask the country to cough up another money to buy a new set of machines. So we are making do with what we have. But with what we have, we did project that a specific set of people will come out, namely those who turned 18 since the last exercise. Those who were 18 then, but maybe because they were ill or they traveled, they were not able to make the exercise. And that must be a very reasonable number. And then those who we registered them quite well, but we discovered that there was deficiency with their data. And we have their number because we know those who had registered before and they were not captured in the biometric register as we have it today. Now, if this would be able to handle it and it will be efficient. But when somebody registered, for instance, in Lagos, and because he cannot go back to Lagos to collect his card, he says, now I'm in Abuja, I want to register in Abuja, and comes up to register in Abuja, what the law provides for is that he transfers his data, not to come out to register again. Or if somebody was told, he saw his name on the voter card, on the register that was pasted, but somehow they told him that they could not find his or her card. All that he needed to do is to go up to when those cards are sorted out again into piles at the local government office and fish out the card. But if he stands in to register again, he or she is cluttering up the system for other people that ought to come out normally and legitimately. And so that was why we made the point that, look, the challenges can be minimized if we also deal with the attitudinal issues, that only those who are expected to come out, because we do things by projections and budgets. And once the projections are dislocated by abuses, I mean, there's little that you can do.
All right, then we'll have to thank you for speaking with us this day. Kayode Idowu is the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman. He joined us via Skype from Abuja. Thank you again for speaking with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back after this break. Join us again.